Your jaw is about to be on the floor with these cheating stories because these people had the audacity. Let me tell ya. First story, I ended up being the other woman, and now the wife is trying to ruin my life. Some would say karma. I, 38 female, have been dating David, 42 male, for about 18 months. He lives about 45 minutes away from me, so I thought, and so we typically only saw each other in person 1 to 2 times a week. For me, this is perfectly normal. I have no desire to ever get married, and I focus on my job and career. My job is very involved and demands a lot, so I was really grateful to find a partner who understood my time constraints. I was also really happy to find a partner who was able to fully support himself and was not looking to move in together. We first met at a UKG conference of all things at the end of August in 2024. We worked in different industries and fields, but we both supported the same software. He was super charismatic and really fun to talk with. He instantly made me feel comfortable and like he was a friend. We exchanged information at the conference, which wasn't out of the ordinary since I only exchanged information with other people at the same conference. The conference was made for users to get in touch with each other and make local contacts to work with, to ask each other questions and about how we use and support the software. That sounds like the most boring conference ever. Boring. For me. A few weeks later, he asked if I wanted to meet up, and I'm not gonna lie, I found him really attractive, so I agreed. We got together for lunch and things turned from a colleague situation to a romantic one. Within the next month and a half, we had been regularly seeing each other. Our lives seemed to work really well together. He understood how demanding my job is and that I don't have the availability to be available for more than texting and a phone call on a regular basis. He was okay with that, and I took that as him making concessions for me in my career. No, you are just a cheater's dream. She doesn't want to move in together. She doesn't want to get married. She doesn't want to hang out all the time. Perfect! Because I'm already doing that with my wife. Over the next 6 months, things were really smooth, and I felt like I was in the best relationship of my life. Around that April, he specifically really pushed me to call ourselves official, which was a bit weird to me because I felt like we obviously were based on our communication and interaction with each other. He specifically pushed for me to call us official, and we were texting each other multiple times every day. It seemed like a weird switch up and question at the time, but Dave made it seem like I was maybe overreacting. I eventually lost the feeling like things were weird because we fell into this regular schedule of him coming over in the evenings a couple times during the week and him spending weekends at my place. This seemed like a perfectly normal relationship to me, and now I'm just questioning myself constantly and trying to rethink if there were hidden behaviors that I missed. It has now been 3 weeks since the wife reached out to me and basically blew up my world. She introduced herself very kindly, letting me know that they have been married for over 15 years and have 2 kids together. Hold on while I go throw up. I had so many questions because none of this made any sense to me. I responded to her with my questions, but after that first contact, she never got back to me or responded again. I did some background check digging into Dave, and while he does actually work for the company that he claimed, he actually lives in a completely different state. I really have no idea how he can even travel between the 2 states so frequently. The cost alone would just be crazy unless he's been lying about his job role and he's actually a traveling consultant instead of a system admin. I really don't know at this point. I've spent over a year of my life on this man who has lied to me the entire time. I feel so incredibly disgusted. On top of this betrayal from Dave, his wife somehow found not only me, but also my mother and has reached out to my mom to bash me and say all sorts of horrible things about me. Mind you, Dave has met my mom and we have had dinner together multiple times. I don't even know where to go from here. At this point, I'm ready to just not trust anyone ever again. I am just feeling really lied to, like I'm an idiot for falling for all of this. And I just want to curl up and disappear for a while. I do have to retract my statement that this was karma in the beginning because I was under the assumption that you knew he was married, and that's wrong of me because she's assuming you knew by trash talking you to your mom. Like, no, babe, he told me he was single. You're mad at the wrong person here. We have an update, and it came April 20th, 2026, over 1 month later. Ooh, she's got some bullet points, straight to the point. Okay, number 1, even though I never ended things with Dave, I blocked him everywhere and I've cut all contact with him. There's no way I will ever be in contact with him again. Number 2, I did end up contacting a lawyer about the situation because of how Dave's wife, Cindy, ended up escalating the situation. There is now an RO in my state against both of them, restraining order, and the way my state writes the RO, it says the order can be enforced in any other state, whether or not the RO has been registered in that state. And number 3, it is not clear if it is either Dave or Cindy that are continuing to harass me after the RO was put in place, but the harassment has continued. So my lawyer is looking into the situation and is pursuing the case across state lines at this point. Things ended up escalating quickly after my post. Either the wife or someone else close to her that knew the situation found my post. Within 2 days, I started to receive constant text messages from an area code across the country from them, saying all sorts of horrible things that were directly related to my relationship with Dave. I blocked about 15 different phone numbers before I realized I needed to contact a lawyer about this. My lawyer was able to get an ERO that ended up turning into an RO because of the severity of the messages that I was receiving. To this day, I am still getting at least 5 to 20 text messages per day from random phone numbers around the country. My mother has also been getting text messages for a short period of time, but that has stopped. I cannot get into the litigation info too much because I'm trying to protect myself and my family. At this point, my lawyer is doing the best that he can to get the harassment to stop and is working with local law enforcement on the possibility that any criminal charges can be filed due to the severity of the harassment. In response to the comments and messages that I received, holy hell, I did not think that my lifestyle choices mean that I will only attract married men. WTF. No, I did not suspect anything based on him being able to accommodate my availability. My work has long hours and I have a lot of on-calls. I was looking for someone who would be understanding and accepting of my limitations. For the people questioning me, visiting his house, yes, he had clothes in the closets, food stocked in the fridge, and the place looked like it was lived in. I do not have a lot of experience with Airbnb, but from what I Googled after, it seems pretty common that people will just rent out their fully furnished houses. How in the world would I have ever known? Seriously, WTF. I mean, I said it, you are a cheater's dream, like your lifestyle, but he was for sure in an Airbnb. I mean, unless he can afford having 2 different places all the time in different locations, but for sure, Airbnb. It's all decorated too in an Airbnb. It would fully look like he lived there. The story does not end there though. We have a final update 21 days later, very recently. It's May 11th, 2026. A lot has happened in the last 2 months. I immediately broke contact with Dave and I have had no contact with him since. I blocked him everywhere. I also had to retain the lawyer mainly because I had no idea where this was going, and David's wife has been reaching out to anyone that she thought might know me. Because she kept reaching out to everyone she could find that had a connection to me, we ended up sending her a cease and desist letter. I have moved away from the city that was our place, and he does not know where I live now. He has tried to contact me to fix things with us. However, my stance is that there is no us. Everything he has ever told me was a lie. In response to some more comments and DMs, no, I do not think it's odd or weird to have a relationship where you only see each other 1 to 2 times a week. Like I said, I'm a very busy person and I do not have a lot of free time. I also went to his place regularly, like I said. At the end of the day, I was a victim of a horrible man who was violating his wife and me at the same time. I am seeing a therapist to help process this whole situation. You hear stories like this all the time where someone's partner has been living a completely different life on the side, and it still blows my mind every single time that people like this just exist out in our world, walking amongst us.
Why, God, why?
Vomit. Next story. I cheated on my wife. She left without telling me anything. You guys know what I say about cheating on this channel. Let's say it together. If you can't stay loyal, stay single. Simple. Oh, simple concept. This story came August 4th, 2024. I know I'm aware of my faults. I know I screwed up. She and I had something beautiful. She is still the love of my life. We were together for 10 years, 2 dating and 8 married, but I made a huge mistake and I cheated on her. It was just once, just one damn time. Somehow she found out. I never knew how because I haven't been able to talk to her since then. I guess she found something on my phone. I came home that afternoon as usual and everything felt weird. The house felt emptier. I quickly realized that all of her things were gone. I panicked. I started calling her over and over. Her phone didn't even ring. Suddenly, I saw some papers on the table. She was divorcing me. Under the divorce papers, there was a note that said, "This is what you do with cheaters." That was the last thing I got from her 2 years ago now. Oh, dang. She literally up and left. Good riddance. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Last time you ever saw me. Whoo! All right. Of course, I called the contact information for her lawyer, who has been the only bridge between us, but he just told me that he was her legal representative and that she did not want to see me. I fought, I got angry, but in the end, her lawyer just told me that it would be better if I got my own lawyer. I didn't want to. I absolutely refused to accept that 10 years of relationship would end like this. Oh, you're shocked that she didn't want to stay with a cheater? I know I have failed, but I always wanted to fix it. I know that if she gave me the chance, I could make that sweet and special girl I met more than 10 years ago fall in love with me again. I know that I can make her forgive me. After all, many couples go through similar things and get over it. Why can't we be one more couple in that statistic? Why, after 8 years of marriage, am I thrown away like garbage for a mistake? I'm biting my tongue. I don't deserve so much indifference. I haven't been able to see her or even hear her voice in 2 years. 2 years of not being able to see or talk to the person you love the most is too much punishment. This situation destroyed me emotionally, mentally, and even physically. I ended up consuming an unhealthy amount of alcohol, weeks of barely eating, not sleeping. I was a zombie for months. I was just functioning on automatic. I wanted to die, but I couldn't let myself because I always held on to hope that she would come back. My therapist says it's really hard when you can't get closure from a relationship because your mind can't process that the relationship is over. So you're always just thinking that person will knock on the door or that you'll wake up from your sleep and they will be there by your side. The divorce was finalized over a year ago. I'll be honest, I didn't make it easy. I didn't want to get divorced and I still don't understand how we can be divorced. The fact that he's playing the victim in all of this, sir, shut up. I don't feel bad for you. Am I supposed to? Like, these are just the consequences of your actions. The only person you should be mad at about the situation is yourself. I asked for couples therapy, but she refused. I know from my lawyer that her lawyer advised me to go at least once or twice, but she refused. It took a while, but finally the divorce happened. I can't even describe the feeling. I felt and still feel like a piece of me had been cut out. I know I hurt her. I know I failed, but I think we all deserve a second chance. When I couldn't take the pain anymore, I decided to start therapy. My therapist doesn't give me advice to get her back. He only focuses me on moving on with my life, encouraging me to meet new people and go out on dates, but I don't want to. At this point, I'm not even interested in sex anymore. But you were interested in sex with someone else when you were married? Suddenly, that's just gone? Interesting. A few days ago, something happened that completely shattered me. I was having a few beers with my friend at my house. Let's call him Nick. We were both pretty drunk. I started talking about my wife, and he said to me, "You should put more effort into getting over her. She's over you and happy and living a life away from you. You should do the same. You can't live in this self-pity all of your life." Something in his words hit me, but not in the way he expected. He spoke with a lot of confidence that my wife is over me and is happy now. How does he know that? At this point, I got angry and I started pressuring him to talk. He refused. I pressed as hard as I could. I cried. I begged him to tell me if he knew something. I needed to know something about her until he finally told me his wife has been in contact with my wife for the last year. They were great friends, and I remember Sabrina, my friend's wife, being very sad about losing contact with my wife. The thing is that my wife went to live in Norway, got married to a guy there, and is about 7 months pregnant. I felt like dying. I literally felt like dying with this information. How could she do this to me? Annoyed. How could it be that while I was crying, getting drunk, missing her, and wanting to not be here every day, she was happily on the other side of the world, getting married, screwing, and getting pregnant by another guy? How could it be that she didn't have a child with me in many, many years, to the point that I thought she was infertile, but she got pregnant by this new guy so easily? Where did this guy come from? I have no answers for absolutely anything, and I feel like I can't go on with my life without these answers. The only thing I can think of is that she had revenge sex with the first Norwegian guy she came across and got pregnant and decided to keep the baby. Or that she just moved on because you cheated on her 2 years ago and she met someone that she's in love with and now they're starting a life together. Or that maybe she got married because she wanted to stay in that country legally. And I guess, like in most countries, getting married is a good option for that. I don't know. These thoughts are killing me. I refuse to believe that she's in love with him. I need to contact her. I need to talk to her. I need to know what's going on because she acts like our 10-year history and 8 years of marriage is nothing to her. Guys, I'm getting so annoyed. I need advice on how to act. I feel like the impulse to travel to where she is and look for her, but how could I do that? I don't know where she lives. I don't have a phone number to contact her. She closed all her social media. Her family is small. They don't live in the same country as me, and all of them are blocked. I'm totally lost. I don't know what to do at this point. I still want her back. Yes, even pregnant. I feel like this is a nightmare and I need to wake up now. The entitlement is real. Edit. I read almost all the comments, and when I say almost all, and I mean really almost all of them, are mean. It's hard to process all the crap that's been said about me. I feel like you guys forgot that you are talking to a person and not an object. I thought I might find more empathy by sharing my story here. I never openly blamed her for infertility issues. It was just a thought. We both went to the doctor, and in both cases, the tests revealed that everything was fine. I never understood why we couldn't conceive, and the thought that she was infertile did cross my mind, and of course the idea that I was too. But in most cases of infertility, it is due to a female factor. Maybe that's why I thought that. Horrible things were said, like I would hurt my ex-wife if she were here. I have never physically hurt her, and I never will. I am not an abusive person. I am not a monster. I know it's hard to empathize with me. I know I screwed up. I know I hurt her way beyond what I can say, but I am not a monster or a narcissist. Well, you've got a pretty narcissistic way of thinking about this situation.
Manipulative, narcissistic.
We have some updates. The first update came 2 days later. I'm just hoping he didn't fly across the country somehow to just go find her. A lot of things have happened. I want to start by answering something and then I will update. Some people asked why Norway. I don't know exactly, but she speaks 6 languages. Many of these languages are connected to cultures that she always liked. Norwegian is just one of them. She's always been interested in Norwegian culture. She has been there before, but she's also interested in other cultures and speaks other languages. So for me, that was never an indicator that she might have gone to this country. Regarding the update, the first thing I will say is that the post reached some people in my circle. Sabrina's sister is on Reddit. She knows the story and realized that it was me. She told Sabrina. Sabrina is now angry at Nick, her husband, for revealing the information to me, and Nick is angry at me for posting on Reddit because he says I pressured him to talk. I am angry at both of them for being 2 a-holes who watched me suffer for 2 years and decided not to help me. Narcissistic. That's insane. Like literally you're looking for anyone else to blame in the situation other than yourself. They didn't care about my marriage. Why should I care about their marriage? Sabrina could have given me my ex-wife's phone number a long time ago, but she decided to prioritize her friendship with my ex instead of helping 2 friends mend their marriage. Meanwhile, no one cared about my feelings. I'm done with them at this point. Regarding my ex-wife, I've been thinking a lot. She can't just disappear. I convinced myself that if I searched hard enough, I could find something related to her. I follow some of her relatives on a fake Instagram account, but I never found anything related to her. I searched a lot, really a lot, and I found a name that I had seen before, but that hadn't caught my attention until then. It was a lady with a name that is not typical in the United States or my wife's country. country. She is not American and has a very strange last name. I went to her Instagram profile and she had no pictures or anything, just a small profile picture that you can barely see. I decided to look her up on Facebook and I found the same lady with the same profile picture. Only her Facebook profile is quite open. She is indeed a lady from Norway. I checked everything I could on this profile and I was convinced that it had something to do with my wife. How else would a relative of hers have this relative in her friends? I saw a lot of pictures of people, plants, mountains, gardens, snakes, whatever, until I came across a picture where my ex was dressed as a bride hugging a guy. I had to translate the text. The lady was congratulating her son on his wedding. No way. I'll give it to him. That is some good detective skills right there. There were a few more pictures, not many. There were even some members of my ex's family in the wedding pictures. The dates of the pictures were from a year ago. A year ago, she married this guy. I don't understand. How could it happen so fast? When did she meet him? I honestly thought she got married after she got pregnant, not before. This baffles me even more. After I found another picture, it was a group picture and she was far away, but of course I recognized her. The same guy was with his hands on her shoulders hugging her. This picture was from February of 2023. To be clear, she left in May of 2022. How is she with someone in February of 2023? Only 9 months and she's already in a stable enough relationship that he's introduced her to his family? What the hell is going on here? I feel like I have more questions in my head now. I know I shouldn't be upset, but I am. I know I lost her because I was an idiot, but it's hard to get this feeling out of my head right now. Anyway, for those of you who have imagined this fantasy that my ex is with some kind of Norwegian Chris Hemsworth, let me tell you, it's not like that. This guy is too tall, too blonde, too pale, hair too long, and kind of chunky, to be honest. He looks more like an old cartoon of Vikings and is definitely not a Chris Hemsworth. I managed to find his Facebook profile, but he has almost nothing there. His profile says that he's an engineer who wears metal band t-shirts at 38. I don't know how to take this because I'm an engineer in a different field. Why would she look for a man in the same profession as me? My wife has always liked heavy metal, which I always found nasty, but I never complained. After all, your partner doesn't have to have the same music taste as you. I mention this because maybe that was the way they connected. She used to connect easily with people who liked the same type of music. I don't know, but honestly, I look at it and think, where did she get this guy from? I mean, she can definitely do better than this. The pregnancy thing still messes with my head. I try not to think about it. I can't understand it. I'm not infertile like the comments suggested. I've been to the doctor and I know I'm not, but God, it kills me to think that she's going to have another man's child. I don't get it. I feel like this is beyond anything I ever imagined, and no, I'm not going to Norway. Thank God. I'm not going to contact her. I still want to see her and talk to her, but I obviously can't force her to do that. I have too much to deal with right now and too much to talk about in therapy. To Sabrina and Nick, F you. Honestly, good riddance. Sabrina and Nick are probably going to be much happier with not having you as a friend in their life, because I cannot imagine having someone who thinks this way and is so entitled and narcissistic around me. This story just pisses me off. Do we even have to talk about anything here? Annoyed. I need a sip of water because I'm very annoyed, to be honest. I need more than that, but you need a sip of water too, okay? It's Hydration Station. This is your reminder to drink some water today. Cheers. Gotcha. I need your help. Is this rug giving grandma or is it cute? You know what I mean? I like this style. It's giving cottage, little fairy cottage. Does that make any sense? But is this not it? I love it. I don't know. I'm torn. I feel like every time I look at it, I either like it and then I look again. I'm like, wait, do I like it? I'm second guessing myself. Let me know what you think. There it is in all its glory. Next story. 33 weeks pregnant and cheated on by partner of 2 years. No! While you're pregnant, 33 weeks too? Oh my gosh. Now that I have this microphone that's very up close and personal, I've been holding my burps in. You're welcome. My partner left on Tuesday evening to go to Benidorm. Benidorm? I don't even know where that is. For a stag and do. We've been in a relationship for 2 years and he's been on a few holidays without me in the past, and he was going on this one with his dad, uncles, and other family. I had a lot of anxiety as I'm so far along, but I trusted that he would be back before I know it and that the company he was with, everything would be fine. He has an old phone here still connected to his Instagram and Messenger, and yesterday evening I haven't heard from him in over 7 hours, which is unusual for him, as any time he's gone away, he's always FaceTiming or texting or calling me. I decided to text before going to bed to say that I was quite upset I haven't heard from him, but that I hope he was okay. He responded he's so sorry and that he just got back to the hotel, and it took over an hour for him and his friends to get a taxi back, and that his phone was on 1% and about to die. He loves me so much and he will call me in the morning. After getting a horrible gut feeling, I decided to turn that phone on, and an Instagram notification came through right away from a girl living over there, and all she sent was the little smirk emoji. After clicking on the messages, he sent her a message saying, "Don't forget, I'll be waiting," to which she replied the emoji above, and his last response was, "Dirty girl." Which never got replied to by her or future messages sent by him. I was absolutely disgusted. I felt like my heart stopped. I haven't slept since. I confronted him immediately, and at first he ignored my messages and jumped straight to that chat and blocked the girl. And all he said was, quote, "Sorry, it won't happen again. I'm an idiot. I didn't actually do anything. It was just a stupid conversation in a bar, and then I sent a stupid message." Long story short, after this explanation, we live together, and I financially don't have the means to just get another property this close to my due date. I know staying is not optional. He did this to me while I was at home worried about him, and he had been over there for less than 24 hours, and that's all it took for him to cheat on me while I'm heavily pregnant. I just want advice. I don't have any friends. Oh, my heart. My mom is all I have, and she's aware of this situation, but she spent all day with me, and I just want help from someone on here on how to even handle this. I feel so stupid, but I feel more heartbroken for my child. He had been in our bed kissing me and hugging me, and he cheated 24 hours later. The fact that he could say all that to me 30 minutes after sending those messages to this girl is what my brain can't comprehend. Please give me advice. Oh my God. I'm unprepared. Like, obviously the advice is to leave, but you're so pregnant, you're due soon. Picking up your whole life and moving and everything, I get is very hard right now. You don't want more stress on you or the baby during this time. Can you stay with your mom until the baby comes and then she can help you through the transition to get back on your feet? Oh, I want to be your friend and help you. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on these ones, you guys. All right, stay classy out there, stay sassy, and if you can't stay loyal, stay single. How about that? Good idea, huh?